Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Please tell us your full name.
Hi, I'm Robert Curtis.
And what does that mean? And who are you, Mr. Robert?
So currently I'm a partner in what's called Unordinary Hospitality. I am the acting chef here at Mercy Me right now. It's a South American concept restaurant. We really try to highlight mainly 3 countries what we decided to focus on to sort of condense the entirety of all that is South America into something that's, tangible and that people enjoy. So we're focusing on Argentina, Peru, and Brazil mostly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you from South America?
I am not. I actually grew up right outside of DC in a small town called Bethesda.
That's supposed to be a very posh neighborhood.
Yeah, I guess some places are for sure. Definitely for sure. Yeah.
So now, why did you pick food, culinary experience, cuisine to express your creativity?
Well, I think, it's like one of those things where you can always connect the dots looking back, right? I remember going to elementary school and we would have like an international night and there'd be like 70 different countries represented, right? That's not, in the moment, you don't realize how expansive that opportunity is to get to explore so many different cultures, and then you get away from that and you start exploring other cities and other people and talking with other people and you realize that they didn't have that very similar experience that you had. So it's very interesting. I joke with a friend of mine, we never understood when there was that, not to take it into a dark place, but when there was all that Trump fervor about the wall and anti-Mexicans and stuff like that, it's like we never had that experience growing up. Eduardo was a kid from Ecuador. We never called anybody like Mexican just because they were Latino or Latina. It was something different, right? You identified people with, sort of the cultural background where they grew up, rather than, oh, you're just this. It was the idea of putting people in boxes just wasn't a thing when I was a kid, I guess.
Wow, fantastic. So you must be a world traveler to have experienced so much and want to give back so much.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of different countries, been very fortunate, spent a lot of time in Turkey, spent some time in Denmark, a little bit all over Europe. Most recently I was just in Brazil, loved it. Mexico City is, to this day, will and always will be one of my favorite cities to travel to. If I ever get the chance to move there, knock on wood, I absolutely will. But I love Thailand, love Korea, love the Asian countries as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. So now, how do you marry food and experiences?
I think the best way I try to marry it is I try to connect it to something that I've experienced or seen, and I take the idea of a dish and then I try to translate it through how I imagine I'd want to eat it. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
When I think about eating, I think there's something always super communal about it, right? The idea of sharing a meal, the idea of breaking bread is something that's like universal in like every culture, every country in the world. And trying to transition that into a menu that sort of allows you to do that same thing is sort of one of my, goals, or what I try to do when I'm adding dishes or creating something for them.
So for now,
yeah.
What's your favorite dish?
Currently on
or
the
do
menu?
you have anything?
Ooh, this is always a tough one for me. I should be better at this. I always as soon as I create something, I love it, and then I see it for the second time after I create it, I'm like, all right, I'm over this. Let's move on to the next. But right now, considering we're launching the first half of our spring menu, there's a hamachi ceviche. We've done a little bit of a twist on it with blood orange, some nice shaved radish, some ají amarillo. Yeah.
Wow.
That's probably my favorite dish.
Fantastic. So, as you know, weddings are a huge component. Food is a huge component to weddings.
Of course.
So, there's no way that you'd have a great wedding without a great chef, without a great menu.
This is funny. So I was recently married last fall.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And we, my wife Ursula and I, we did something completely out of the norm. We wound up just ordering Domino's.
No!
Just ordered Domino's.
Why?
Well, it was a surprise.
Because you're tired of cooking?
No, it was a surprise wedding. We
Oh,
marketed it as a Halloween party, invited all of our friends and family to come to
What?
Halloween party. Yeah, invited everybody to come to Halloween party, and then during the big magic show reveal, the ceremony took place afterwards.
what?
We didn't want it to feel like a catered event, so we wanted to dress it down and like take away some like the pretentiousness of that experience and just make it more about, again, sharing a drink, enjoying each other's company, loving life and all that stuff.
Wow, to
Taking away the
hear,
angst. Yeah.
but to hear that from a chef, that's pretty interesting. But you probably cook all the time. Are you the cook at home, or is your wife?
I am definitely the cook at home.
So you can't get away from it.
No, it's okay. It's like look. There's an act of love in that. You know, when someone's cooking for you, they're expressing love, right? When someone's creating something for you, it's just that. It's an expression of love. So I certainly don't mind doing that with my wife and friends.
That's so amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. Can you please tell us where are we now and where can we find you?
So right now we are at the Yours Truly Hotel. We're in Mercy Me restaurant space. You can find me here just about every day, except for Sundays. I take those off religiously, but there's more coming up soon.
Fantastic. Do you have your own social media that we could follow you?
I do. It's called Chief RTC.
Thank you. Thank you.